Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome back to Resurwreck Autos HQ. Today, guys, we are continuing with Sam's Ford KA. We've still got a few bits and pieces to do on this car. We've got to do the rear drums, we've got to paint them, I've got to check the coolant. I want to adjust the doors a little bit because they're not lined up properly. They're catching, something's going wrong there, so just not smooth enough. So I want to have a little play with that on both doors. What else? I'm sure there's a couple of other things, bits and pieces I want to do on this today. So let's just see, let's just see what we get into. Need to do the coolant, make sure there's no coolant leaks, check everything like that. Got to bleed the system of the coolant as well, because we didn't do that last video. So yeah, and then just check it all over. And also, we've got the key guy coming today as well for a spare key. They have got the one key. Where is it? It's over there. There is one key for that car. So they want another one cut. That guy's coming today. He's going to do that as well. And then hopefully today should be it. That's it. Last day. And then I think they're going to come over tomorrow, pick it up, and then all good. So yeah, a lot of work on this car. But it's well worth it because it does look pretty decent. So let's get into it. Let's do this. Right, okay, yeah, guys. So we've got some bits and pieces to do on this car today. Look how icy this car is. That was like that all over the car, but you can see I've opened the burner over there, and it's just pushing the hot air this way, and then sort of just, yeah, getting rid of the ice, heating it up. So, yeah, but it's just... it needs a little bit more heat in here, you know. Need some more logs. But yeah, just keep heating it up. Leave the door open like this, and then it can push the hot air out this way. So, right, okay, let's get cracking. I want to sort out this coolant first. Let's get to the bottom of that, see if I can work out the issue, work out the problem, see if there's a leak anywhere. But it's really tricky if there's no water puddles underneath the car. But I'll run it for a little while, get it up to temperature, make sure the temperature gauge goes up, make sure the heater works as well, because that was a bit of an issue for them. The heater wasn't working, so that's why we swapped the thermostat. Hopefully, you know, that's it. Let's bleed the system and see if we can get this hot air running through to the inside. So I'll set you up. Let's get cracking, guys. Let's do this. Right, okay guys, let me just tell you what I've kind of found and what I've not found and what's happened. You can hear the fan, so I know the fan's kicking in. we're still not getting hot air through the system. For some reason, there's something else, whether or not this system needs bleeding properly, but I've come across another issue that I don't want to start bleeding the system out if we've got another issue, and that is, I think we've got a bit of a leak on the radiator, but on this side, so I can't exactly see where it's coming from, but it's definitely steaming from somewhere, so that suggests there's a leak. So there's no point trying to sort of bleed it out and get the system all sorted out if that radiator is actually split and leaking. So I think the best thing to do for now, get this bumper off so I can have a good look around the other side, this side. I think it's coming from this side. So it might be coming from between the actual aircon rad and the actual water rad. But I think there's a leak there because it keeps steaming up. It won't stop. Like I've done a little bit of spillage, but I've cleaned up most of what it was. Now that steam should have stopped, but it's not. It's continuous steaming. So I think that's what I'm going to do, guys, because there's no point bleeding the system and getting it sort of where it should be if that rad has got a leak and it needs to be changed. So yeah, unfortunately this bumper's got to come off. It's just what it is. So let's get cracking. Let's see if I can find this actual leak on the rad. Let's do this. Right, okay, guys, let me explain what I found. So, from the inside, we are getting some hot air, but it's not constant hot air. What I mean by that is that when you start, putting some revs to the car, like keep it at 2,500 revs, and hold it there like that, the hot air starts coming through. So the hot air is starting to come, which suggests that it could be like an air leak or something in the system still. But I'm not going to try and remove all that yet, because I think I have found the coolant leak when it comes to this car. So down there, down that point there, I don't know if I'm getting it on camera or not. Hold on. So basically what's happening is there's constant steam coming from that area right here. Now, let me just turn it off so I can explain. Oh, and by the way, we have now got two keys. And two remote keys now, and a new key ring to go with the keys. So yeah, he wanted a spare key, so that's been done, all programmed, all cut, everything. So yeah, right. So definitely steam is coming from that area there. You could just see it. So we have definitely got a leak down here. It's definitely some sort of issue with something. Now, because it's steam, the only thing that can be causing that is obviously the coolant is leaking onto something that's metal and hot, which is going to be the water radiator itself. Because like all this is plastic, all that's plastic. The rubber hose, the connections, it's all plastic. The only thing is the actual metal water rad on the end there. Sorry guys, I like to cut off there because someone come at the door, so I don't want to be on camera. So yeah, like I was saying, the coolant is leaking, hitting the hot metal radiator, the water rad, and that's creating the steam that's coming up there, and it's constant now. This car's been running for an hour or so, and I've wiped up any other mess that I've sort of created with filling up the coolant, and it's nothing to do with that. It's definitely leaking from that water rad, because that's where the steam is coming up there. So yeah, and over time, over a period of time, it's obviously getting worse and worse. You can see it there, look. And it's just dripping out. So yeah, it looks like we'll have to change the water rad as well. I will message him quickly just to make sure that he's all right with it. But I'm assuming he's going to be, because he just said, look, just do what you got to do to get it back how it should be. So yeah, I'm not quite sure. These ain't cheap now. For some reason, parts for these cars, Fiat 500s, all these small cars, for some reason the parts have just gone skyrocketed through the roof. Prices are absolutely right. That's a year ago, you could buy a whole complete rad pack, slam panel, crash bars, all the rad, the aircon, the whole complete set for like £100. Now you can't even buy the slam panel for £100. It is gone a bit mad when it comes to buying parts at the minute, but I'll have a look around to see if I can find the best price for him, new or second hand. I don't know at the minute. So yeah, that's where we are, guys. I'll come back to you in a bit, let you know what is going to happen, but I think we're going to have to start stripping this down and taking this out. And then once we've changed it, then we can get into sort of the air blockage and that sort of stuff, and pushing the air through and making sure that there's no air in the system, and swap it over. So yeah, that's where we are, guys. Leave it with me for now. I'll come back to you in a bit. So guys, yeah, let's give you an update. As you can see, this is the old radiator. Got the okay from the owner just to change it out. So that's what I've done, put a brand new one in. You can see it's like all sluggish and horrible in there, and not very good, that running for your car, gotta be honest. So yeah, that's good that it's been changed over. There's no more leaks. It's holding. It's taken me a long time to get it to a level point where it don't keep dropping the coolant. You can see just down there needs another little top up just to bring it to that line. But yeah, that's why I just keep it running, keep the fan on, give it a few revs as well. Just keep like, because it's the water pump that's obviously pumping round, and that's connected to obviously the belt. So you have to bring it up to like 2,000 revs, hold it at 2,000 revs, just like that. Just helps us go around the system, go around the car, and then put the fan on, check to make sure the heat, and that's lovely, lovely hot air now. So yeah, it's definitely getting better, but I think it still needs a little bit more of attention because it does keep dropping down a little bit. And then really it just needs a good drive, a good run, and I think that should. And then check the coolant level again. Just keep checking, and it will keep dropping and keep dropping. You just got to keep topping it up, and that's basically how you do these ones. So yeah, that's where we are. Let me just turn this off a minute, just while I talk to you, because it's so loud with the engine. But yeah, at least it's not leaking anymore, and it's it's holding there. No more issues with the coolant, hopefully, fingers crossed. So yeah, can't see any sort of real damage to this, or sort of any indication of where it's coming from. I'd like to see a big sort of indicator that that's where it's coming from, but I can't. There's a couple of bits here that's a bit folded, a couple of bits in here, but you just don't know, because I've had it before, like right on the ends where these things are here, right on the ends, they rust, and that's sometimes where it comes from. You just don't really know. Sorry guys, I had to cut off there again. This time my sister turned up, and yeah, she wanted to come and see me, so I had to and then I forgot what I was telling you about. What was it? Oh yes, it was about this, wasn't it? So but yes, like I said, there's no real indicator as to where it's coming from, which is a shame. I really wanted to sort of, exactly pinpoint where it was coming from. But it was definitely coming from this side. It wasn't coming from the other side. It was coming from like along here somewhere, maybe around the back here. It's rusted off there, look. You just don't know. But it was definitely steaming from this area. So, that's done. I'm going to have to leave. I've spoke to the owner, Sam's husband, and he said, look, just leave the drums. He'll get that done in the summer when it's a bit warmer. Just leave that. We didn't speak about lining these doors up, I've got to be honest. So I'm going to probably have to leave that, because it's looking down these gaps from here all the way to the gap gets bigger at the top. So that suggests that the door is kicking over, when that kicks over, it kicks that down. So I'm assuming that's what it is. But to kick it back up, I have to get this hinge. And to get to that hinge, it's going to be a little bit of work stripping it down. I think it's kind of behind. Is it behind the wing? But it's the top. It's not the top. It's not the bolt that's connected to the door. It's the bolt that's connected to the body. To get to that, it's a little bit more stripping down. And I don't really think. I think he wants me to kind of stop spending so much time on this car. I didn't think he realised how much really time it's going to take to do this. But I'm showing every single bit, so it's not like I'm not showing it, or I am. But the main thing's done. The coolant link is done. done the thermostat, we've done the full service, we've got it for the MOT. So, yeah, I think we're going to have to sort of leave it there. I'll put it all back together. We'll put the bumper on, make sure it's all working fine. I'll take it for a quick drive as well, just to give it a quick blast through. And then after that, I think we are finished on this one. And, yeah, they can come and collect it tomorrow. So let's crack on for now. I'll keep checking that coolant as well. I will start the car again in a minute after I've stopped talking. And then it just helps, yeah, sort of go through the system and do its thing. So let's crack on. Let's do this. Right, okay guys, apart from the number plate, it's all back on, all back together, and yeah. With this door, I know I was talking about the door before, and I said to you about it going that way, but it needs to come that way. But what I did was, I just lifted it up a little bit on the bottom, give it a little jiggle up, and it seems to be working better. Because before it was sticking, that handle was sticking, you couldn't open it. But now, it's just, yeah. So there we go. That's a little thing done for them as well. I will take it for a quick run around the block. And just get that, few, you know, the coolant around the system, just to sort of get it around and see if I can make it better. Already getting hot air on the inside, so that's good. But I do want to check it, just take it for a quick spin around the block. And then come back. Check the coolant level again, just to make sure that's okay, which I'm sure it will be. It might just a little bit of top up again, because obviously I'm just pushing it around the car, around the engine, around the thermostat, around all the bits and pieces. So yeah, but apart from that, guys, I think we're completely done on this car. So that's Sam's car, all finished and done, what they wanted me to do. And yeah, I don't think we're going to be seeing this one again. Not unless they want, anything happens and they want me to swap out an engine. So that'll be worst case scenario. But, you know, you never know whether or not we'll see this again. But I don't think we will. So, guys, that is going to be the end of today's video. In tomorrow's video, guys, Dave's Hyundai i30 is back from the body shop and paint shop, so we can continue with Dave's Hyundai tomorrow, and yeah, hopefully get all that done. I have booked an MOT on his car as well. Hopefully no issues with the MOT on his one. This one's all done, MOT'd and finished. So yeah, guys, that is going to be the end of today's video. Hope you enjoyed watching what I'm doing on Sam's car. All finished, all done. Thanks very much for watching. Take care. See you soon.